Yes, thank you for staying with us. The vexed but delicate issue of fuel subsidy in Nigeria is about to be laid to rest while preparing Nigerians for the imminent removal of this fuel subsidy by February 2020. The group managing director of the Nigerian Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Company Limited, that's Mele Kyari, said the price of petrol will range between 320 and 340 naira per litre. To cushion the impact on Nigerians, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the federal government is planning a 5,000 naira monthly subsidy for 30 to 40 million Nigerians. Julie, this is not the first time we're getting something like a promise like this. During Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, that time that people went on protest, mass protests, and he told Nigerians that there's going to be this shopping thing as a kind of a palliative across the country to cushion the effects of the rising price of petroleum products. Now, in as much as postponing the days of removal of these subsidies, like postponing evil day, maybe the federal government, they want to face reality that by 2022 remove this thing. But looking at the hardship, but this 5,000 naira gambit, I don't know how far it can go.
We have asked for removal of subsidy for some time because when you say subsidy is benefiting the poor, I mean the rich, that the rich are the greatest beneficiaries of subsidy. We should be saying that crooked people, smugglers, are the greatest beneficiaries of subsidy. Some of us do not agree that we consume as much as we are told we consume currently, PMS, in our country. We are now told that we consume in excess on a daily basis more than 100 million liters. Whereas even when Nigeria enjoyed greater prosperity, we did not really consume more than 30 million liters. That is one. A lot of people have built filling stations in the border communities. They send petrol in convoys of tankers across the border to benefit our neighbors.
At higher rates.
To benefit our neighbors. So we are subsidizing corruption, we are subsidizing what's it called, smuggling, and we are subsidizing the rogues within the system. So it's not simply, it is the rich that are benefiting. I am not rich, for example, but I cannot say that I do not benefit from the subsidy. Because when it goes to 340 a litre now, my pocket will feel it. For now, I'm benefiting. No one can tell me that I'm not benefiting or that I'm rich. No. This is not the definition of being rich. I'm not a rich person. So, then coming to the second part of your question, which is the issue of 5,000, 40 million Nigerians, 5,000 for 40 million Nigerians. My own conviction is, if you want to remove subsidy, go ahead, remove it. There are steps that you can take in advance to cushion the effect. If you want to buy more train coaches, so that more people can commute via the trains, via rail transport, go ahead, do that before the subsidy regime kicks in. If you want to flush our roads with new commuter buses, so that we are not totally at the mercy of NURTW and other people who just wake up and just increase transport costs anyhow, go ahead and do that. After all, when we were young, even states had transport companies that were thriving. Yes. Kaduna State, I remember Kaduna State, KSTA. Yes. They even had these double-decker buses, the type of buses that you see when you go to the UK. They had double-decker buses. And we will see students in those, I served in Kaduna State, I did my youth service there, and you will see students in those double-decker buses, and you too will feel like getting into one of them. So if you want to cushion the effect by bringing in those commuter buses, fine. Each state should be able to buy hundreds and hundreds of them to help us cushion the effect. But don't come and tell us that you want to distribute money again. Look, and even when we look at the sum, at the end of the sum of money put together, you will see that there is no sense in it. You want to distribute 5,000 per person to 40 million people. This will come to about 200 billion per month. And in 12 months, it comes to 2.4 trillion. We've been told officially that subsidy is about 1.8 trillion. Now, how do you try to save money? Save 1.8 trillion to give out 2.4 trillion? How do you take something with the right hand and then give it away with the left hand? So this is it. Are we now going to tell Nigerians that when we eventually remove electricity subsidy, we will also be giving people, we'll be dashing them money? That is not the solution.
I have problem with this kind of handout system, because during last election, people were even accusing, when the vice president was distributing 10,000 naira and going to markets, and now when you ask the woman in charge of that venture now, if you ask her, she will tell you that over 50 million Nigerians have benefited from so, but we don't get to see this money. A lot of people will say that it's better you do something that is sustainable, that everybody will see, that will cushion the effect on everybody, than distributing money.
Yeah, I think, I don't know those who advise these governments about their policies. Most times they do copy and paste. They look at programs that have worked, especially in Asian countries, where there are very reliable database, and they copy it and they call it poverty alleviation. I agree that they should remove subsidy. Why I believe they should have done that, government should have done that a long time ago. Why I think government should remove subsidy, not because Nigerians are not deserving of subsidy, but because it is one of the biggest scams in NNPC. Those who import, because it has caused to a state that most of the NNPC is the major importer of petroleum products, and it's a big scam there. That is why every day they keep telling us that, oh, the daily consumption have increased from 30 to 100 million, because there's nobody that will ask them for the details. It is the money that accrued to a lot of fat cats in NNPC, and the major scam for a long time. If you remember, it became, during the time of Bukola Saraki as president of the Senate, it became a major scandal when we realized that a lot of people were collecting subsidy without doing anything at all. And that led to...
You are not bringing products.
Yes, that led to a lot of people being arrested. It's a big scam. So the only way we can stop that scam is to say, look, let us talk about subsidy. Let us pay, let the market forces determine what the amount of money we are going to pay for petroleum products. But this 5,000 thing, to me, is ridiculous. And why it is ridiculous is that this government keep deceiving themselves that there are vulnerable Nigerians, 40 million of them, that they can help with 5,000 naira. But that the people, these so-called vulnerable Nigerians, who they claim is the poorest of the poor, they are not. They don't have cars. They don't buy petroleum products for their better pass my neighbor generator. Those who need, if you want to cushion anything, where the middle class and the working class who need to fuel their cars, who need to buy fuel for their generators to be able to run their businesses and all that. So this 5,000 naira will not influence them in any way. You are just throwing money away, because that's just another scam. Now, depending on who knows who, they determine that within this particular neighborhood, these are the poor people.
The 40 million.
Yes, these are the poor people that will benefit from that 40 million. So they should not waste another 200 billion, because I think what they want to do is not as if they want to pay 40 million people, I think, within a quarter. It's not as if that, because when El-Fai was trying to explain it, it's not as if they will pay it every month. They will pay them within a quarter, 40 million. But it won't serve anything, because 5,000.
But if they pay them over a period of 1 year, that's 2.4 trillion.
No, I don't think they want to pay for 1 year. They want to pay 40 million people within a quarter.
Okay,
so because El-Fai was explaining
will it stop after a quarter?
Yes, I think
what will 5,000 naira
yes.
for people?
That's what I'm saying. It's just this
that
mentality
money can be reinvested into something else.
That's what I'm saying. It's just the mentality of throwing money at a problem. So it's like the same politician going around to say I'm doing this.
I'm worried about this subsidy thing, Jide. It's been a long time that we've been talking about the removal of subsidy. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari, being somebody that is concerned about the masses, as in doesn't want to inflict pain, they've been postponing this thing. Finally, hope when it's next year, that is not when the Nigerian Labour Congress will say they want to go on strike, or some other unions and everything, because we've seen the kind of pains and the kind of figures they've been brandishing that the federal government is spending on subsidy, and this is not even fair at all.
Well, the truth is we are spending so much on subsidy. That is a fact. And it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not. The desire to remove it didn't start with this administration. They have been talking about the need to remove this thing for so long. But it appears now that it is this administration that will finally have the courage, having passed the PIA, that will, because it's stipulated in there that with the passing of the PIA, that subsidy regime should go, because we are going to open the space for players to come and get involved in our oil sector. You can't continue to regulate the sector and expect people to come and invest, because look, you could come and invest now, and then suddenly government policy would throw spanner in the works. People don't want that. So they are saying, let us have complete deregulation. We've never had that. We've had it with AGO, for example. Market forces determine the price of AGO, and people are saying, okay, let's have it in respect of PMS as well. And we've used PMS to feed a lot of rogues within the system. Look at all of them that we discover. Some of them, their cases are in court now.
Let's pick this call. Josephine is calling us from Aja in Lagos.
Yes, Mr. Ayo. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Baba Jide, good evening. I miss you so much, sir. Where have you been?
Thank you. Thanks. I'm fine.
Hey, my you fans.
Right. Okay.
Okay, sir. You know this government has disappointed many people that believe in them before they came in. You know why? Jonathan insists that we should remove this subsidy that is killing us. They say we gullible Nigeria went to to protest. If they remove it before now, that time the economy was not as bad as this. They refused. And the same Buhari told us that he did not believe in subsidy. He did not believe in subsidy, only for him to come and see the reality. And I want to ask Babajide, how much can they use to do new refinery? We have something, we are in the river, soap is entering our eyes. I'm crying for this nature. I'm crying what will take us to build refinery. We have everything to
Thank you, Josephine. Thank you for your contribution. Just like what we were saying before, Josephine said it, that it's not this, we didn't just start with this.
This thing should have been done a long time ago. Now, we want to do it, and we're already taking 40 steps. There should be no handout in this manner, if you want to cushion the effect on the poorest of the poor, you know what to do.
Before you know, they say they reach out to 100 million Nigerians, and you need to ask yourself, where did people now?
There was a time that even the president's wife came out to say that people are saying they have not benefited.
Yeah.
This is a fact. If you Google it, you will see it. We are not saying what is not true. When you start seeing people around you, it becomes much more believable and verifiable. The truth now is there is no reason to even share 2.4 trillion. We are saying, what is the size of the budget? If you share 2.4 trillion in a, to people in a year, for example, what does that come to in terms of percentage of the budget? What does that come to in terms of our internally generated revenue? The revenue that we generate as a country. Now. The revenue is dwindling rapidly. So there's no need cushion the effect in your own way, and there are different ways by which you can do that. But don't then come out and say you are sharing money to people again. No, no, because at the end of the day, even what you are trying to save, you are giving it out through other means. Because I don't know, it defies logic to say you want the money that you've tried to save, that you want to give out to people again. Who are those people?
Like, they're not going to. They're not going to give further 5,000. If they give one person 5,000, it's not as if they're going to give that 5,000 every month for 1 year. No, what government wants to do is to give something like this for about 3 months. Yes, they will give 40 million people.
Now,
something like this comes to about 200 billion.
Something like this billion that they want to spend.
That they want to spend. So what they are calculating is that the subsidy they were supposed to use for February, or so. That's what they are going. Instead of the subsidy, when the regime kicks in, the subsidy they're supposed to use for that month is the subsidy they will now use to cushion this effect
presided over something like this. 717 local government.
It doesn't work.
Keyamo paid youths. I've forgotten how many thousand youths that they paid for
7,000. They were paying 7,000. So you see, because the problem with the government, that's what I'm saying. The government is running an alaye policy. It's an alaye policy. Oh, let us just give them something so that they will see that we have done something. You don't need to do that. You don't want
no, you see, the handouts do not take people out of poverty.
No, it does not.
We should stop deceiving ourselves. Simply giving handouts to people will never take them out of poverty.
It just shows that you are trying to tell people that we are doing something.
It's like giving people fish instead of teaching them how to fish. Teach them how to fish.
Yeah.
Make the environment conducive for SMEs to thrive.
Yeah.
When the SMEs thrive, they are the real engine of growth. Let them thrive.
They will employ people. They will employ more people.
And then concentrate on taxation in the appropriate areas. You can see the World Bank suggesting to us now that we should tax even alcohol more. That's what people do in other places.
Is high.
It's high. When you see the profits that the alcoholic beverages companies are churning out every year, you ask yourself, who are the people drinking this beer?
Yes.
No, Nigerians drink beer.
People drink beer.
We drink wine.
You drink expensive wine. We just want to show
wine that we don't need.
We just want to show that we are people who enjoy so much luxury. Instead of focusing on production, we just focus on consumption, consuming luxury things.
So import wine from Soweto, South Africa.
Yes, and those ones, they know that we are here, so they continue to produce over there for people like us to consume. We can increase taxation on those things. More money will come in. More money will come in. But the SMEs have to be encouraged. If we don't encourage them, then there's no way the economy can grow substantially.
Kennedy, let me pick this call. Kennedy is calling us from Taraba State.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Kennedy. Go ahead, please.
I totally agree with Babajide and Mayor Akimpelu. This thing is the biggest scam that has ever happened to the entire Nigeria as a country. Now, my main problem is this. I pity the President Muhammadu Buhari of high integrity when he drops out of office. The people around him are not helping him. This is just a fact. Let's be realistic and speak the truth. The truth is the only thing that will save us out of this country. God bless you, journalists, and keep doing a good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you for your submission. So
whether it is 200 billion or not.
Or 50 billion.
Or 50 billion. No need to share money to
throwing money
so-called.
at-
Absolutely.
Because World Bank said 40% of Nigerians, that they don't really enjoy this subsidy, this and that. It does not mean that we should now take
Raw
money
cash
that we have
and
saved
start giving people.
and start sharing
It has
to people.
never been
It
effective.
was
Some of
anything.
them,
Tried it
look at
and
Mayor,
failed.
let's even look at this Anchor Brewers thing. Laudable program. People are refusing to pay.
They won't
So
pay.
you see, individuals
Say that money.
individuals came and set up they set up fake cooperatives and inserted the names of their children just to
Why we like
access.
this now?
Well, that's the way we are, just to access this Anchor Brewers thing. And a lot of them are not paying. Now, we are
Cash out.
approaching an election year. How do you go and hold some of these people by their necks?
No, you can't.
Because they are going to wait for you on election day and make sure you don't win. So we can't even push hard to get them. So the Anchor Brewers thing, look at CBN coming out to say this is how much is outside that they are unable to
All the interventions, people didn't pay because you see, it's just like that's why I said it's just reward mentality that we have. You will see a member of House of Rep or a senator. You understand? His job is to sit down there and do laws that will improve the lives of Nigerians, but he has to come back home, buy some things, some palliative, and try to give
Because
people.
people don't even understand his job.
People
That
don't want
is
to
a
care about
lawmaker.
that. It is what we want to give them. So that is the same mistake government is doing. Federal government is just trying to show that, oh, we are concerned about our people, so we are giving them palliative. There's nothing 5,000 cannot do for you.
Yes.
That is the reality.
This economy now.
These days now, even these days, some people will sit down at one spot, they want to eat. They will spend like 2,000 naira. One meal.
Yeah.
More than.
One meal.
Yeah.
So
And
those
then
who
you
want to
think
give the
5,000. You
They don't
think
use
that
fuel.
5,000 is such a big sum of money that will make a difference on someone's life. No, ma. 5,000 is just so small. What how much quantity of beans, which is now the most expensive grain
That
in
means,
Nigeria? How much
a story for
quantity
another
of beans can you buy with 5,000 naira? For
Someone told me
example,
that charcoal now, a bag of charcoal from 2005 has gone to 4,005. I said charcoal.
no. Well, the moment I bought gas yesterday, 9,600.
That's 12.5 kg.
Yes, 12.5 kg, 9,600. In the morning, it was 9,000. I wanted to transfer money to my wife to go and buy it. Then I had network issues with UBA. Before 4 p.m., the thing had moved to 9,600. And it will still go up. You've been told now.
So it's
And it
important.
will go up.
Yes, it's important for us to advise government, instead of wasting 200 billion or 1 point something trillion, as the case may be, let them look for other ways of, because those who will suffer because of the removal of subsidies are usually the working class who need to enter buses to go to work, middle class, who needs to fuel their cars.
Yes.
The person that has salon, salon and all these SMEs,
Yes.
they need to fuel their generators. People at home need to better pass my neighbor generator. They need to fuel it. Not that the people that will be affected, and they should look at policies that will assist them. Not that you will go and do 5,000.
Share money
It will become a scam. Some people will sit down and claim that, okay, where do we get the 40 million from? They will not tell us that, oh, in Lagos State, we are giving 5 million people.
And then even some people don't need it. They are the ones who will get it.
Yes, so
the
you
people
say
who need it the most,
Yes,
they
we
may
get
not
it.
get it.
So it's difficult. We should not go into
So that
that.
is-
Many
who
people
you
who
know.
are not farmers, they got this Anchor Brewers thing.
Yes, of course.
Because individuals plugged the name, claimed, set up fake cooperatives, just to access the money. Anytime we do intervention fund and all that, some crooked Nigerians find a way to access the money. And the whole idea of government to make people happy, to cushion the effect of the pains on people is defeated.